Well, I don't know. I think about 3 times that they expected 100% replacements when we went into a battle. And one was the Battle of the Bulge, and they didn't expect too many of us to survive. And then after that, we headed across the river and headed right towards Germany. And they sent, I think it was 83rd Reconnaissance Battalion, they sent one down the road until they got blasted off, and then people surrounded them, and they kept on going, and then my E Company, a 36th Armored Infantry Regiment, was sent down the road, and my squad was riding on the back of a tank, a light tank, and the bullets started flying. I jumped off the back of the tank and kind of looked out around, and somebody popped out of the ground there. There's in a hole there, a foxhole, with a bazooka aimed at the tank, and when I saw his head come up there and the bazooka aimed at me, I fired at him with a Thompson machine gun, and then I got him. And then some more shooting happened. The tank commander had his head out through the turret, and he got shot right between the eyes, and that was the end of him. And then one of my men said, "Hey, Walker, I'm hit. I'm bleeding bad." And I said, sorry, I can't do a thing." Yeah. And my assistant squad leader, Sergeant Fanning, come up, and he squat down behind me, and a bullet went through my right arm and hit him right in the throat and practically killed him instantly. And then another man, one of my men, said, "I'm hit and I'm bleeding bad." And I said, "I'm sorry, I can't do a thing." And there was a little shallow ditch there, it wasn't more than 8 or 10 inches deep. And I landed in that, and I started wiggling back, and there was a branch about 3 inches in diameter laying across the ditch, and I debated whether to climb over it or go under it. And I laid on my back, and I pushed the branch up a little bit, and all of a sudden a couple of machine guns converged on it and rolled it right off from me. And I wiggled back and got back a little ways, and then where they couldn't get at me, and I got up and I run like a devil. And I finally got it back to the aid station, and then there again they sent me to the hospital for a while.
So that's when you got shot in the arm?
Yeah, that's when I got shot in my arm.
Tell us the story about getting the brick dust in your eyes.
Well, that was another case. We were in this town, and I went up, and there's a German tank right outside of the wall, and I was going to knock him. My bazooka man chickened out, and so I grabbed his bazooka and I took off. I'd never used the bazooka much, but I knew that when you shot it, it blasted out behind you, and the back of that bazooka wasn't more than 6 inches from that brick wall behind me. And that was the tank, but on the other side of the window, and they turned around, saw me, and I kind of hesitated. If I touched off that bazooka, or I'd get the devil burned out of me, I'd know if it'd kill me or wound me badly. So I kind of chickened out a little bit, and he swung the gun right at me and fired a shell right through the brick wall, and it filled my eyes full of dust so I could hardly see. And the rest of my squad was coming right up the stairs behind me. And I said, "Run, get the heck out of here." I said, "I can't make it." And I went out into a shed out back with a pile of hay in it, and I crawled underneath the hay, hoping I was out of sight, because I could scarcely see anything. And my squad took off, ran down behind the buildings, away from the tank, and as I say, I crawled underneath the hay. I was hoping my foot wasn't sticking out there or something, that they'd see it, or somebody wouldn't sit down on me. And the Germans come out, ran all around me there, never spotted me or anything. And then a while later, after they disappeared, I got up and I ran like a devil across the field there to get out of there. And I got shot at 2 or 3 times going across the field, but I could see enough so I'd drop and roll over a couple of times to get up and run some more. And I got out without getting hit again. And that's how I escaped that time.